Hello, I'm Rob Bazada. I'm here at Hosmer Chiropractic Health today to explain the air squat to you. The air squat is a very functional, typical movement people do in daily life, and typically it's performed wrong or without the internal consciousness that you should be having. So first off, what I'd like to talk about is the foot stance. So you want to have the feet at least shoulder width apart. This depends on your anatomy. Some people could go wider. At least shoulder width apart, and then what we're going to do with the toes is slightly point them outward. So we don't want something that's like a duck foot. We want something that's just slightly rotated externally. Okay? From here, we're going to think about keeping the chest up and the core activated. So keep the abdominals tight as we descend into the squat. As we descend into the squat, we're going to also think about keeping the knees out and in line with the toes. So in other words, when I squat, I don't want my knees going forward while my toes are pointed out. Okay, so what we want to think about is keeping the knees in line with the toes, which means they're going to bow outward. All right, and then on the way up, we want to think about firing the vastus medialis oblique, this VMO muscle on the inside of the quadriceps. Okay, so as I descend, my core is tight, my chest is up, shoulders are back. I let my hips hinge back over my heels, my knees stay out, in line with my toes, chest up, back is flat. As I come back up, I'm thinking about pressing all the pressure through my heels and firing this internal muscle of the quadriceps to come back up, and I bring my hips underneath. Again, hinge back, core is tight, chest is up, knees out, pressure through the heels, fire the inside muscle of the quadriceps, back up, hips pop underneath. Squat, pop up. All right, and so we'll show this from the side. Again, I can start with my feet shoulder width apart, slight external rotation of the hips. This rotation should come from up here, not just in the hips, in the knees or the ankles. It should come from the hips. Chest is up. Set my hips back, my knees stay out. Press through the heels, fire the VMO, back up to the top, my hips are underneath me. Squat, back up. So if you have any questions about this, I would actually refer you to the hip hinging video that is also on our YouTube page. What that will do is allow you to use an exercise to make sure that your back is staying neutral and that your posture is upright and that you're maintaining that through the whole range of motion of the squat. Hello, I'm Rob Bazada. I'm here at Hosmer Chiropractic Health to go over a regression for the air squat. So in the previous video, we were talking about having the feet at least shoulder width apart, slight external rotation of the hip, and then as we descend into the squat, we keep our knees bowing out so that they're in line with the toes. Chest is up, core is tight, just like so. On the way up, we were talking about the vastus medialis oblique, the teardrop muscle on the inside of the quadriceps, doing the firing back up with the knees out and bring the hips under. So if that depth is too difficult, which is getting that hip joint below the knee joint, then we would have you grab a box and utilize this height just to meet. So feet again, shoulder width apart, toes slightly externally rotated, and then we're going to reach back with the hips and keep the knees out, meet the box, pop the hips back underneath. Squat, fire VMOs, hips back underneath. So this is a nice regression to utilize just to increase the depth. So you can keep finding objects that are lower and lower. Another thing I'd like to use sometimes is a medicine ball. So this could be the next thing that you use, which is quite a bit lower. So what we would do is same cues, shoulder width apart, toes slightly externally rotated, chest up, and we would reach back with those hips, meet the ball, and come back up. So you can keep finding smaller and smaller tools to use as you increase the depth of your squat. Good luck and enjoy.